Do you know if you can scale your business? Look, if your business still requires you to work in the business to generate income, then your business isn't scalable and neither are you. Hi, I'm Melanie Benson, and today on Profit Amplifier Secrets, let's talk about the secrets behind scaling. So if you're unfamiliar with this word or you're not sure how it might apply to you, scaling basically means you can grow your business in an unlimited way, and your income isn't necessarily dependent on you working in the business. Now, this is really critical when you get into the six figures, and if you're not there yet, stick with me. I'm going to plant some seeds for what's possible. But this is how do you actually grow beyond the six-figure barrier? And I've noticed over the years that a lot of people kind of get stuck right about six figures, like they're working as hard as they can. They've kind of hit their income ceiling because there's not more of them to spread around. And yet they have not really achieved their goals. They haven't really met their income desires, or maybe they have they want to have a global domination. They want to build an empire. They want to conquer and really dominate their niche. Well, then you're going to have to be able to scale. And there's a little secret behind scaling, which really is, can you produce a result without you being in it? Now, I want to just plant some seeds here because there are some really important elements to being able to scale a business where you don't have to be in it to make money and where it's not dependent on you. And one of those things is systems. And I don't want to get into that today because systems kind of come after you figure out these other three things. And the first one is, do you have a way to leverage your work product? So your work product, if you have a service-based business, is probably you. But there might be other things that you have as a work product. And I've noticed that a lot of people, they kind of tap out because they don't know how to leverage their time or their knowledge and deliver it in a one-to-many format. So what gets people stuck, and I like to call one of the growth bottlenecks, is that you are actually tapped out in terms of your ability to deliver more of you. So you're not scalable. And the solution to this is to figure out how to design leveraged offerings. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, there's no way to leverage what I do. It's really unique, or I don't know how I would ever teach somebody else to do what I do. Look, there's always a way, but you might have to get creative. You might have to get outside your normal thinking. This is one of my specialty areas. I've been doing it for 20 years. And every single person who's ever come into any of my programs and said, Melanie, I want to be able to grow bigger, but I don't know how to leverage, I find a way. I was working with a guy one time who was pretty well known in the dating world, in the online dating world. He was a big expert. And he had hit the $200,000 level, couldn't grow anymore. And he couldn't figure out how to leverage himself. But I worked him through my process and I uncovered his strategy. He ended up going into a group coaching method instead of some of the other techniques I teach. And so he was able to go from 200,000 to 750,000 in the first year he implemented what I taught him. So I can give you 100 stories like that. There is a way you can do it too. And if you don't yet have it, or you haven't figured out how to monetize it properly, that's another conversation for another day, but that may be really what you need to do first. Figure out how to leverage your time, your talent, your knowledge, and deliver it beyond the one-to-one format. Now, if you're absolutely stuck in one-to-one, there are some other things we can look at. I'm going to tackle them in my upcoming podcast episode on Amplifier Success on continuity income. So you want to check that out, which takes me to my second point in scaling and growing, is create continuity income that does not depend on you. Now, continuity income is a little bit different from a leveraged offering in that continuity means you set up a way that you get a reoccurring revenue from one transaction. So it could be people are financing something. It could be that you enroll them and then they pay monthly to have access. Software and SaaS are perfect examples of continuity income models, association models. There's a bunch of them. Like I said, I'm going to talk more about this in the Amplifier Success podcast episode next week. Well, actually 2 weeks, sorry. But you want to have a way to have revenue that you can count on coming in, even if it's not your big ticket revenue. And what that allows you to do with the scaling is it allows you to have revenue you can count on, revenue that is expected, even if it fluctuates a little bit. You're not out there this month going, okay, how am I going to create $5,000 of revenue? You know you have $5,000 to $10,000 or $20,000 or $100,000 of revenue coming in from the continuity side of your business. So that's a whole strategy in itself. I recommend that you do those first two steps as you try to scale. Now, there's a third step, and this is where it gets a little bit more into the uniqueness of you and your business and your own mindset, and that is you got to eliminate you as the bottleneck. And that is where the systems come in. That is where you have to really check your thinking and say, is the mindset that I'm growing my business with designed to scale, or is it designed to keep me exactly where I'm at right now? One of the things I love the most is helping people really see that their success starts the minute that they drop the assumptions, they are willing to shatter their limited beliefs and start to have a mindset that's congruent with the outcomes they want. So if you want to have a bigger impact, you want to have a bigger reach, you have to really adopt the mindset of somebody that's what they think and breathe. So you have to let go of things like, no one can do it the way I can. I don't know how to create a system. There's no way to leverage my intellectual property or my knowledge. You have to change your thinking and say things like, what would have to happen so that I could leverage my time better? What would have to happen for us to turn this from a one-to-one to a one-to-many? And you just have to start thinking differently. That's where these new possibilities come in. I just did a retreat not too long ago where we took an organization through completely shattering the limits that had been holding them back for 8 years. And we repositioned them for $1 million business, simply because we shattered the bottleneck that the CEO had and reacclimated them so that that business model could perform at that higher level. And it's so exciting to see it come through. So here's some things to think about. How bold are you thinking? Or how safe are you thinking? Do you play to win, or are you playing not to lose? Are you focusing on how could I scale and get out of being the only one that can do this? Or are you really kind of tightening your reins and only being the one who can deliver it? These are some perspective shifts that have to happen if you want to scale, grow your reach, exponentially grow your income, and really be able to have a 7-figure plus business, even a high 6-figure plus business. Now, one of the ways that you can start to stretch your thinking and really start playing outside the box is to join me in the Own Your Bold Circle. Own Your Bold Circle is one of the most exciting programs I've brought out in a long time. It is designed to get you to become the person that can achieve any level of success you're dreaming about. And we start with the mindset. We each month tackle a strategy that provides exponential growth. And we're always there to support and keep you accountable to your bigger goals. Come check it out at ownyourboldcircle.com. And I want to just leave today with I want you to think about one thing. If you could achieve any level of success, take the how out of it. Like you could achieve any level of success and you could impact the world in a greater way. What would you want that to look like? So what growth bottlenecks are in the way right now? Where are you putting your foot on the brakes? Let's get that figured out. Let's get you off the brakes and into accelerated momentum. Whatever you need to do to get there, drop the excuses, upgrade the mindset, find that scalable business strategy, but let's do it.